What if we told you that the Israel-Iran conflict has taken a potentially dangerous turn? Israel carried out a military strike on Iran recently, a move that could escalate this already tense situation. Yet both Israel and Iran remain surprisingly silent about the source of the attack. An Iranian official reported intercepted drones and explosions near an airbase, but exclusive satellite images reveal no extensive damage. Amidst this escalating tension, international groups like the G7 are stepping in, committed to de-escalating the situation. But what does this mean for the region and the world? Let's delve deeper. The recent Israeli strikes in Iran are not happening in isolation. They're a part of a long-standing tension that has been escalating over the years. Let's go back a bit. Over 2 years ago, more than 40 people were killed in Gaza over a weekend of violence. This was a response to the Israeli airstrikes targeting Islamic Jihad commanders, which further escalated tensions in the region. Fast forward to a year later, the US military shot down drones launched by Iran towards Israel. This was in response to an earlier Israeli strike on an Iranian consulate in Syria. The US reaffirmed its support for Israel's defense and stated it would protect its forces in the region. The defense secretary emphasized the US's commitment to protecting its forces and supporting Israel's defense while seeking to avoid conflict with Iran. Now let's take a moment to understand the international implications of these tensions. The US, for example, has shown its support for Israel and deployed military assets in the region. This has raised concerns about potential US involvement in a wider regional conflict involving Iran and Hezbollah. Then there's the question of sanctions. The US and the EU have imposed sanctions on 2 organizations for fundraising on behalf of violent Israeli extremists in the West Bank. These sanctions are an attempt to control the escalating tensions and prevent further violence. But the stakes are high. The recent Israeli strikes in Iran, the intercepted drones, the unacknowledged explosions in Iran, all point towards a dangerous escalation of a fast-widening Middle East conflict. Yet, it's important to understand that this conflict is not a simple matter of one nation against another. It's a complex web of international relations, political strategies, and regional stability. The actions of one nation can have far-reaching effects on the entire region and beyond. This conflict, however, is far from black and white and is deeply intertwined with the politics of the region. Now, let's analyze the recent events. Iran's dismissal of the attacks as the work of tiny drones seems to be more about downplaying the situation than reflecting the reality of what was likely a significant but limited Israeli attack. The dynamics of the conflict shifted dramatically with the Israeli airstrike on Iran's consulate in Damascus, and the Iranian retaliation on Israel. This escalation, which saw over 300 airborne weapons launched, appears to have rapidly de-escalated. A regional intelligence source revealed that Iran is not expected to respond further, signaling an end to direct state-to-state strikes, at least for the time being. This latest flare-up brought the stakes into sharp focus, but it also exposed the limits of a direct confrontation between Iran and Israel. As the situation unfolds, the stakes are high, and the region remains on high alert. But remember, the conflict between Iran and Israel has repercussions far beyond their borders, affecting the entire region and the world.